If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC25, go to u7buy.com to buy your EAFC 25 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Okay guys, so let's check out the new evolution today. There is a Globetrotter SBC that was released as well. I would have to stream consistently for me to get those bad boys. So it'll be a little bit difficult for me to get those. But yeah, we're gonna check out the new evolution today. The evolution today. Why did this just go black? On my side? Okay, it's back. I mean, it's fine the whole time, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's a center back evolution. So honestly, there could be quite a few options that are gonna be pretty nice to work with, I would say. We're going to see what the vibes are there. If people do get these Globetrotter SBC done, SBC packs done, then just obviously send me an invite at Dawn CPU. But for now, we're going to be checking out some of the evolution cards from this evolution. So it's this one right here, right? Defensive growth. You get a +1 in the weak foot. The roll ++ becomes a stopper ++, which people don't use too much, to be honest. Like, most people use like defend, but it could be helpful in certain situations. Your playstyle plus is intercept, so by default, as an evolution that is a free one, it's already a W, right? This is already going to be a really massive evolution to go with, because intercept is, I would say, probably like the top 2-3 playstyles for defensive players. So that's obviously a really big deal. But not only that, but they actually give you more defensive playstyles as well. They give you the block, they give you the anticipates, they give you the aerial. So this one is going to be a W evolution. We very rarely get good evolutions this year, to be honest. This would be one of the good ones. So that's obviously really nice, that you could potentially evolve some of these players that could end up being very cool, right? So you can see on Footbin, a lot of the cards are already trending because there's going to be a lot of really nice options that you could potentially go for, right? So the first one is obviously Cubarsi, who, I mean, the improvements for this one is massive, right? You pretty much put them in a usable area, not even usable. Like, these guys are massively increased to the point where they're just significantly better now. With Cubarsi, on this card, on a shadow chemistry style, 88 acceleration, 92 sprint speed, defensive stats is in a fantastic area, and your physical is also in a very good area too, while working with very good rolls, intercept plus, aerial, block, and anticipate, right? So again, we go back to basically what the evolution is, and they give you those specific playstyles. So this card is most likely, if you're on the game right now super early, you're gonna have to buy it right away, because I think, right, without even looking, that he's probably gonna be extinct, to be honest with you. And there he goes. Yeah, because it's a really huge improvement. Barcelona talent. Yeah, honestly, currently one of the better center backs in the world. This guy's a beast in real life, and he's super young. Probably gonna win the they have like that young player award that they give every single year. He's probably gonna win it like next year or something, because he's crazy. But yeah, really good card. Looks fantastic. There's also another card here, Renato Veiga. This is a pretty cool Renato. This is actually a really cool upgrade as well, because again, these are cards that you it's crazy too, because if you went in certain routes with evolutions, like I always told people, like, these are the types of cards that you're going to want to upgrade. And now they've gotten them to a point where it's like, oh, you don't even need to use that many evolutions, but you can get a really sick card, right? So again, massive improvement on Veiga. And the thing is too, man, is that like, you have to also understand that a very big thing that they're adding to these cards is this, right? It's the well, he already has a 4, so this just goes to a 2 to 3, 3 to 4, right? But then, like, you look at Veiga, for instance, and now he has a 4, right? So 3 to it goes 2 to 3, and then 3 to 4, right? Being a 4-star, I'm assuming that's the weak foot, right? Because of the weak foot improvement, it's massive, right? So this card is a little strangely formatted, obviously, with the acceleration being lower on the card, with an 81 acceleration, 98 for sprint speed. But this is a card that you would play in a more defensive way in the CDM position, but mainly would be played as probably a center back or left back. We've actually recently been using Veiga as a center back in the Portuguese national team. I guess experimentation, trying out different center backs in the team just to see what's up. So it's really cool that he now gets a card that, you know, if you're Portuguese, you're making a Portuguese team, it's pretty usable, right? And very, very cool stuff to work with. You know, big variable with this card is the fact that he's a left-footed player, right? So left-footed player you can use on the left-hand side to kind of block out shots across. All the play styles that are added is a massive W, right? So really, really good improvements there for this card. Touré is probably going to be a monster too, because he's massive in game, right? Where does he currently play? Does he currently play in Udinese? Because he has two different cards here, so I'm not really sure exactly where he plays, but we'll just use one as an example, right? If we go to the evolution here, we check out the cards, intro to stat limits, defensive growth, right? Intercept plus being added is already like a massive deal for a card like this. Guys, we're looking at it with the intro to stat limits, but even if you don't have it, like just a straight up upgrade is going to be crazy, right? But defensive growth on the card, giving all these playstyles to a massive player like this in game, like first of all, people are going to be looking at the if you can somehow get the Udinese one, which is again going to be extinct, right? But if you can somehow get the Udinese one, French links to link up with Tudom, to link up with Varane, to link up with Theo Hernandez. Like, I'm not sure exactly what he would be like in game, but as you guys know, defensive stats working with playstyles is such a massive thing that, like, I'm not even looking at the dribbling as much. I'm not saying that it's not good in general, it's as much, because reaction and composure is usually really important for defenders. But because he is so big in game, massive player, I feel like those playstyles with the defensive stats where it's at could be very, very beneficial, right? Like, he even has like an aerial to work with how tall he is too, which is, you know, really crazy. He's 6'9". Like, what center backs do you know that are 6'9", right? So yeah, really good improvements for that too with Touré. Looks fantastic. We have a card here, Abella Kotchap, who is a German Southampton player, who massively gets an increase in price as well because he looks absolutely fantastic. So let's see what this one is. So Bella, this evolution is gonna have many options to work with for sure. So if we go to the evolutions here, so this is again just like the straight up upgrade if you just want to improve him. 5-star weak foot from what I'm seeing so far, which is great. If we look at the card by default, given the play styles, a lot of improvements here and there as well, right? So pace boost, really good. Working with the lengthy, defensive stats massively increased, physicals in a decent area. But it's like, you know what, if you want to work with some German links in your team, and you want to play with a card like this in the center back position, again, he could be very nice. He's a 6'3" player, stocky, tall, really good, right? It's funny because you get the stopper plus, but the stopper plus is not really like the main relevant thing, like, because not many people use stopper plus. Like, some people do for sure, but it's usually like the defender. So the fact that he has that, he has ball playing defender, those are the things to look out for, right? So very helpful in that sense. Evans from Manchester United gets one. That could be pretty cool too for the Man United fans. Because I don't know, like, do you guys think that a card like this will ever get a promo card in the future? It's hard to say, man. I don't think he ever would, to be honest. So massive improvements for him, but you're only improving it for usability in the future, right? So you're doing this, you're adding this card into the evolution for now, but you kind of hope for like future improvements for like the pace and whatnot, right? Like, if you're doing that super early, then you would have to obviously wait until later on. Vallejo, who, to be fair to him, is not super crazy as a center back IRL. They got super fortunate that Asensio is a beast, right? But Vallejo, nice improvements for him as well. 82 pace, 87, 83, so already usable in the current stage of the game. Spanish links, Real Madrid links, La Liga links, right? A lot of really good stuff to work with there too. Shadow chemistry style increases the pace, increases the defense of the card, puts both in a fantastic area, and then his physical is only lacking in the stamina department, but most of the times with these guys you would just use them as a center back that just stays back anyways, so it's not necessarily like a huge deal. But again, all the play styles being added to the card, adds a lot to him. So Real Madrid link's going to be a very, very big thing to work with. Yeah, so as mentioned, we're going to look through a lot of cards because there's going to be a lot of options. To be honest with you, like an evolution like this, in my honest opinion, makes more sense to give out because you know right away what the direct upgrade of the card is. Like a lot of people have already been doing evolutions for Cubarsi as the time has gone by. Now, don't get me wrong, they probably have like significantly better cards by now, potentially, but it's just nice to get like basically guaranteed cards that just look fantastic, right? Especially for the upgrades that you're getting on them, right? Because all of these guys, they're all going up in price like crazy because they're all going to be very solid meta cards to use. Like you guys know Juan Jesus back in the, or Juan or Juan. He's Brazilian, so it's a little bit of a different pronunciation. Jesus. His upgrade can be really good too, right? 80 pace on this card, higher acceleration than sprint speed, but again, 92 acceleration, 85 for sprint speed, really good defensive boost. And then the physical on the card is also in a fantastic area. So similar situation to some other cards where it's like, oh, my stamina is low, but my stats everywhere else is fantastic, and I'm given all of the important play styles, right? So again, if you go down this route, would not blame people. Really big thing with this card is the Napoli link. That would be like a really, really big thing for sure. So that looks fantastic. Clyne, gonna be completely honest with you guys, I did not know that Clyne was still playing football. So looking at that is Nathaniel Clyne, bro. I remember this guy from the Liverpool days. Wow, you can actually get a pretty... Well, Dino Magic, no one's going to do that. You're crazy if you do that. This one's defensive growth is what we're doing, right? Oh, I see. Because I was like, why is he trending? And then I see he has the center back position change. So I was like, that makes more sense. The thing is that like if you use him as a center back, you're using him in like a more agile way, you know, not necessarily as like your physical dude. I always think that the physical guys make more of a difference personally, but I think that depends on the person as well, right? So that's Clyne down. A couple of other options. Toure we've already checked out because he'll have like, I don't know, I don't know which one. Like this one's this one's League 2, so that one doesn't even matter. He has the Udinese card. That's the one that people are going to care about the most. Dude, we even have Tomas as a card here too. Liverpool Benfica player. Tomas actually gets one too. Definitely not these ones. We get defensive growth, apply the filter. Yeah, I mean, if you're a Benfica fan, look at that upgrade. That's actually pretty nice. Pace increase, mostly lengthy, good defensive stats, physicality, in a solid spot too. Again, given all the playstyles. So yeah, you know, Liga Portugal teams, especially if you did like that Di Maria SBC, that was like a bunch of squads you had to do, right? But could be pretty cool. Cabal left back, center back card, but plays for Juventus. Juventus links is interesting because the main one there is going to be to Tudum, if you can somehow do that. What does he look like? We go to defensive growth, apply the filters. Yeah, so similar situation to Clyne where it's like, you know, he can play left back and center back. He is a lengthy though, which is pretty cool, but the dribbling suggests, you know, for you to use him as an actual center back. But again, like these improvements are so big, man. Like intercept with good interceptions, like defending stats, it adds so much to the card. It really does. Like if you have those things, it's crazy. Like the physical's in a fantastic area still as well. You know, a lot of good stuff to look at here. Stopper and fullback, so he mainly has like fullback. But it's kind of like if I were to use like a Koundé as a fullback, but like Koundé has better dribbling stats. So again, you're kind of hoping for further improvements with that one. Let's see who else we have here. Alex Muniz. Can I see it from here? I think you can only do it if you actually do it to specific ones. Like you probably have the filter active evolutions. defensive growth. Yeah, so that's how you would do it on this. You can see the overall stuff being improved, but then you have to click on the card, I think, to actually see the in-depth stuff. Yeah, good pace. Defense is good as well. Physical's in a decent area. Good rolls on the card, and then he gets all the importance playstyles. Block, Bruiser, Intercept, Jockey, Anticipate, Aerial, Relentless as well. A lot of stuff on this card. Left back, you could play him as a left back too, but his dribbling, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily use him as a left back, but yeah, some pretty good stuff there too. Let's see here. So we have Thomas, we have George, Wensa, Fulham, Spanish links. That would mainly be a link to Adama. That would be the main link for that one. People still have that card. So we go to evolutions, active, we go to defensive growth. Yeah, this evolution, there's going to be a ton of options. Like, it honestly, if you're going down the sentimental route for a free evolution, this is going to be so sick. Like, now I'm curious because I got to see what they have for Santa Clara. Let's see if they actually added anybody for this. So we go to evolutions, we go to defensive growth, filter it out. You're going to have so many sentimentals. It's going to be crazy. Santa Clara. Let's see what they have here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Holy, those improvements are so nice. That is really good. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, if you're going the sentimental route, like, you get some very nice improvements. Shadow chemistry style, mostly lengthy. It looks like Van Dijk, eh? Shadow chemistry style, mostly lengthy. Defensive stats is in a good area. Good physical. You give him all of the play styles. Aerial, anticipate, block, intercept, and rapid. Boom. Super usable, man. That's actually so sick. You know what's funny? If I take this off, the Santa Clara players, like, they're going to go higher like crazy because of this specific Evo. I like it when it's like the free ones, honestly. Like, when it's the paid ones, it's kind of cringe, but, you know, they make their money the way they make their money. If they did this constantly, I wouldn't mind the paid ones, but this is like really sick. These cards become so usable because playstyles is so important in this game. Having the right stats is so important in this game. Like, this guy has low acceleration. Yeah, 100% has low acceleration. But, like, look at the improvements. They gave him all of the important stuff, man. Because reactions composure is improved to where it's supposed to be. You have the good pace. You have the good defense. You have the good physical. Boom. Usability increases like crazy. And what's crazy about this one is that it's a free one. Right? Like, they got to release stuff like this more often because there are so many cool cards you can go with, man. I wonder if there's ones that have, like, chain evos. Let's see. Like, there's these ones. No. I mean, if there's chain one, well, some of them could have chain ones, but regardless, really, really good stuff. Alex, Tomas, Cody from Leicester City. Defensive growth would be this one. Press proven plus. Looks like my kind of card. Is that his best one with, like, the pace and stuff? I don't know. Oh, so it's just a pace increase for him. And then you kind of hope for something in the future kind of thing. Yeah. The top ones that are trending are really nice. Like, honestly, like, Renato Veiga looks pretty sick too. Especially if you got, like, that flashback Juan Felix in your team. It's a pretty cool triple link setup to work with if you're building, like, some sort of Portuguese squad, right? Christensen, Udinese. Cresswell. Oh, Cornelius gets one. Look, for the Canadian homies. Look at that. Nice pace on him, defensive increase, physical increase. Oh, he looks sick. I mean, hey, you increase him to be really usable, man. That's actually sick. You're making a Canadian team? That's really dope. This is where evolutions gets actually like good, you know? It's where it's when it's here. Bro, like even these guys, bro. Like people that play for Modiens gets upgrades. Like what? Look at this. Bro, evos like this need to come out more often. Like these cards are so sick, man. This is one of the crazier evolutions they released this year. There's gonna be so many options. Look, Sporting players, Juan Muniz. Defender, stopper, fullback. Gets the playstyle. Usability increases like crazy. When I see evolutions like this, it kind of makes me want to get back into the game a little bit more. You know? That dude, I don't like the whole meta, like, oh, I only use Mbappe and Hansen. Like, bro, this is where it gets fun, you know? Like, because these cards will never get cards in the future. And you know that stats and play styles is so important. I'm gonna check the Porto players, man. That's just so sick. I'm sorry, but like, this is the type of stuff you gotta do more often, EA, because your content this year has been horrendous. The Pedro even gets one. I mean, I wouldn't feel too much sentimental doing him, to be honest. But I mean, again, look at the improvements, right? Shadow chemistry style, good pace, defense is good, physicality is good as well. Boom, usability. I would go for the Santa Clara cards, though. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have more sentiment towards them because Viva San Miguel Azul, you know what I'm saying? Santa Clara. Even Venancio gets one too. But he has 77 pace, so you have to still think about the meta. That's the thing, right? To still think about the meta. So it's like, I'd rather just do that. Like this guy looks so cool. Because you know why? Because there's like some cards that if you've been doing evolutions for them, like they look really sick. Like if I were to take this off and I go to the Santa Clara players in general, like there's some cards like this, like, but then it's the fact that you have to pay for those ones, and it doesn't really make sense to pay for them, to be honest. Like Gabriel Silva has a few evolutions that are like really sick, actually. Like this is the intro to stat limits one, but he had one earlier that I think had like a press proven plus on him, inside forward for the right mid position, even though this one has a striker advanced forward. And it's sick, like, you know, getting to use these cards. Safita even gets one too. Like, look at how nice this Safita card is. But like, again, you have to put them into like certain things like Dino Magic and stuff, right? Like these cards would never cost that much on the market. This is the type of stuff that like you have to get so much earlier to be like, yo, this is like really sick, you know? And it's super nice, man. Super nice. There'll be a lot of options for this though, man. You could definitely go down the list. Obviously, I'm always going to tell you guys to try to go as sentimental as possible, but I also understand that people work with meta teams as much as possible too. So the top 3 choices, I don't mind. They definitely would make a lot of sense for a lot of people's teams, depending on the links that they have to work with. Like the Barcelona links by itself, like that would be a really big one, but people wanting to use a usable version of Cubarsi super early would be a very, very big thing. So if you were lucky enough to, you know, have the silver in your team, you're chilling, you have a lot of cool stuff to look forward to. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. Really good evolution. Wish we got this stuff more often. Peace out, my dudes. Love you guys.